Hey, crafty friends. Happy Saturday. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. However, this will be a Chalk Couture free crafty session this morning. I'm using a few different products. I have everything linked in the description of the video. Also repping some new StreamYard merch because I am using StreamYard to go live on 3 locations this morning. So I am live on my Facebook business page, I am live on my YouTube channel, and I'm also live in my private Facebook crafty group, the Robin's Egg Blue Creations Crafty Collab. Say that a few times and see if it's quite the tongue twister. Speaking of my private group, if you happen to be watching from in there, feel free to, or if you would, please give StreamYard permission to access your profile pic and your profile name. That way you show up under your name in my comments and you don't show up as Facebook user, because then I don't know who to say hi to. So I think that's enough of a few of the housekeeping announcements. So let's see who is on. I see that Jason and Chris are both watching from upstairs. Hello. Once you're in the comments, again, say hi. Also, sharing is caring. So if you wouldn't mind spreading the crafty love all over social media, that would be great. Tag your crafty friends. Hit that like button. Mash that heart button. Subscribe, click all the notifications, all that fun stuff, and we will get started. So I'm going to flip my view so you, today I can hit the right buttons. So I am using some 3.5 by 6 mini tags. These are all from Essential Stencil. So this one is the Love mini tag set. And then this one happens to be the Be My Valentine set. Right there. So these are the cutest little tags, and they're just little stencils. So there's Be My Valentine. These are also reusable. This is I Love You to the Moon and Back. And then we flip this one over. And this one says XOXO. These, however, are not sticky backed, but that's easy to get around. Just trying out some new product today. You know, I'm a kind of a Jane of all trades, master of none. So we've got the hearts. We've got a heart with an arrow, and then love. And then these are created to go with the cutest little mini tags. And so I've faux stained this with acrylic paint, and then these are both painted with acrylic paint. And they come in a package of 3 that looks like this. So they are just a plain pine wood. And these are also 3.5 by 6. And they also come with the twine that you need to hang them. But they're sanded, cut, and ready just to add your little stencil. You can even use these with Chalk Couture products. But today we're just going to use these Mylar stencils and some artist quality acrylic paint. And I like this to stencil with because it's a lot thicker. And it's not quite as runny as Crafter's acrylic. So now I just have to figure out which ones I like. I definitely like this Love. So we may use, and I do like this heart. I think we'll use the Love and this heart, and then I can find what I did with the XOXO. We'll use that one too. So I think we'll use these 3. Let me put all this aside. And I have pre-painted my beads. So this bead is painted with the Crimson Master's Touch acrylic. This bead is painted with the Persian red. And then this one is titanium white. And then this one is permanent black. And I don't know if you've ever painted beads with just crafter's acrylic, it can be really see-through, but this Master's Touch acrylic paint is thicker. It's less transparent. It's more opaque, so you get a bright, bolder color. And then I also have some in here that are just the plain and natural color. So I'm going to pull in my tags. And one of these will be a beaded garland. The other two will just kind of be a beaded tag. I think we'll put, let's do, I'm just trying, based on my color combination. Someone is, oh, I think Luna, our dog wants to play soccer, so she's pushing her ball up against the door. I think, yeah, we'll do that one. And I think I'll put love on this one. And then I'm going to flip around here and get some painter's tape. So I think let's start with the hearts. And I'm going to grab my little cardboard palette here. And I think on this one we will do, oops, I got way too much. A little bit of Persian red, white, and crimson. And then let's get our brushes. So these are the stencil brushes from Essential Stencil, but you can use any stencil brush as long as it's a short, stiff bristle. And you want to make sure they're compact as well, because you don't want them to flare out. You want them to stay nice and compact. So let's tape our stencil down. And I am no means a stencil expert, but I like to play one on TV. But I do know that the stencil brushes work best. But you could even, if all you had were some of these chip brushes, you can cut the bristles down to where they're shorter, and they'll work a lot better, and they're cheaper, but you will lose, the bristles will come out. So I'm just going to tape this one down. I think we'll just do a progression. So I'm just dipping my brush into a little bit of paint, and then I'm offloading the rest. You almost want your paintbrush to be dry. And I'm just going to grab another piece of tape just to mask off this top portion so I don't go. And your first coat may be light, but you can always go in with additional coats, but it's hard to take off paint. And the more paint that you have on the brush, the more likely it is to bleed under the edge of your stencil. And you can either stipple like this or pounce, or you can go in little swirls. I kind of do a mixture of both. Sometimes you have to pounce to get into those edges, or even at the point of this heart. I'm going to get a little bit more. And because you're using a light coat of paint, it's going to dry fast, so you can go almost immediately right back in and add some more paint. I just want to check and see how I'm doing. Because I have it taped, I can lift it up. I'm just going to gently lay that one down. And I'll go in with my next brush, and I think we'll do this blush pink, although it's called Persian red. Hey Hey, Ashley. Good morning. Oops. Guess Luna thought I was talking to her. I'm trying out some different product this morning. These are Mylar Stencils from Essential Stencil. Just having a little bit of fun. So I'm using these 3.5 by 6 mini tags that come in a package of 3. And I'm using these Mylar stencils that are made to fit on these tags. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of paint and I'm offloading that. And then I'm just going to basically dry brush it into the stencil area. Pounce a little bit to get into those weird angles. Might get a little more. Thanks, Ashley. I've done these Mylar. I used to do Mylar stencils more. Gosh, my brush is losing bristles. And I actually they used to have brass stencils, so I used those quite a bit. My aunt got me a kit when I was like in junior high or high school, so I've always enjoyed stenciling. And it's fairly similar to Chalk Couture, just a different technique. Okay, so then we'll do this larger heart. I'm going to tape off the heart above this just a little bit so I don't go where I'm not supposed to. Okay, so now I'll grab this brush. Look at these paintbrush. So I'm just dipping it into a little bit of paint, and I am using the Master's Touch art acrylic paints. They're thicker. They're a little more opaque. They're definitely very pigmented. They're actually very similar to the consistency of the chalk paste. So I may actually get brave one of these days and try them in the Chalk Couture transfers just to see what happens. It's always fun to experiment. Okay, so let's see. Because I'm using the same 3 colors throughout all the tags, I'm not going to wash my brush. So there is our first tag. Super cute. I like the stained look. So I'm just going to let that dry for a little bit. Put these over here because I can always reuse them. And then I'm going to show you real quick how super easy, just like Chalk Couture, these are super easy to clean. But I'll just use this wipe. Thanks, Ashley. I mean, it just wipes right off. You could even use the board eraser if you wanted to. And I'm an equal opportunity crafter. If there's a product I love, I'm going to use it. And I'll probably use these with Chalk Couture as well. You could even, if you already have your chalk paste, gosh, I think those were, in fact, I used those when I stenciled the other night on the gnome, and they work great as your stencil medium. Ashley says you have not practiced enough with stencils. I end up putting too much paint. Yeah, light paint. More coats and light paint is kind of the key to stenciling. So I'm going to let that one dry up there. Next, let's pull out this XOXO. In fact, I may need to. I'm going to go ahead and wash a couple of these out because I want to bring in some black. Paintbrush going over here. So let's wash these two. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know if you've ever Ashley painted with, if you've made a sign with like a vinyl stencil. It's the same concept. Lots of light, multiple light coats of paint. Less is more. Okay, so now let's bring in some of our black. I probably should have. And I know I'm putting out too much paint, but good morning, Kendria. How are you? Let's see. Wait. Okay, so I think I'm going to do all black, and then we'll do the heart in a different color. So I'm just going to tape off the heart, mainly kind of as a visual. So I'm going to really make sure my brush is dry over here. So I have these little 3.5 by 6 inch pine tags and some coordinating Mylar stencils. And then I'm just using some Master's Touch acrylic paint. It is kind of a thicker body, more opaque paint, so it works great for stenciling. And because my brush is wet, I'm going to grab a paper towel. I'm going to do a lot more offloading because this paint is probably going to be a bit thinner. So I don't want as much on my brush because that's more that could bleed. I'm losing bristles. I got my tags from a company called Essential Stencil, and these are all linked up in the video description. I have a link to all. Then there's Valentine tags. There's St. Patrick's Day tags. There's lemon tags. There's a set of bee tags, 4th of July tags, fall, pumpkin, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Super cute. And they have a new large door tag, which is like 7 by 16. And it also, they have the wood door tags and the stencils that go with those tags. I grab a little bit more paint. As I get to the bottom, my paint is getting lighter and lighter. So now I'm just kind of pouncing into all those corners, and because my paint up here is already dried, I can go ahead and add a kind of a second coat. Get into some of those corners like the points of the X. And let's take the tape off. The stencil does not come with the tags. I believe the set of 3 tag stencils are like $10.95. And then the 3 tags, I think they may have been like 3 for $10. I can't remember. I forgot what I was looking for. But you know, I have to hack everything. So I bought a couple packages just to try. But I think I'm going to go to my local hardware store and see if I can find something. Even if it's a little thicker, I can make my own tags. And if I can do that, Ashley, then I can hook you up. But if you don't want to cut your own tags, these are, I literally think they were 3 tags for $10. And then the bigger ones are, what am I doing? Are 2 for $19.95 or something like that. And they're like 3/8 of an inch, maybe. Yeah, they're about 3/8 of an inch. In fact, the package doesn't tell me. Nope, doesn't tell me. Okay, so now let's use the crimson. And again, I'm offloading. And since I'm a messy crafter, I have to tape off that edge of the X so I don't go into it. Okay, so let's see what that one looks like. Let's pull off my tape. So there's the XOXO, and you can see where the bridge of the stencil is. That's kind of that little Mylar piece that connects the inside of the letters to the outside. You can fill those in if you want. You can leave them like that. I kind of like the stenciled look like that, so I'm just going to leave them. Personal preference. But you could take a small paintbrush and fill them in, but that's where my craft project would go awry. So that's why I just leave them. You could probably even get a fine tip paint marker to fill them in. That might be a little easier. And again, super easy to clean up. If it's too hard to clean up, I will not do it. Okay, so we'll put that one away. This one is cute. I really like that one. Okay, so then we'll come to the love. This one will be a little bit more tricky because I'll have to tape off the heart, but I think we'll tackle it the same way we did everything else. So I'm going to tape. Thank you. So I'm going to tape this one. Oops, even though the holes, I'm going to bring it up just so that my E isn't hanging off the edge. And you don't have to use these stencils for tags. They'd make cute little, I think you could use them with the Chalk Couture box frames. Now I just have to figure out colors, friends. And I'm almost wondering if I should do all one color. I don't know how hard that would be. I don't know. We'll try it this way and see. Put that right through the middle. Okay. I think we'll do the heart. We'll do the heart red. So now I just need to determine whether I want to do the letters in white or in black. See, I got way too much. It hardly takes any paint. So I've barely touched any of my paint. I think I want to do black. Okay, so let's start at this end. I'm just going to put my finger here, just kind of, one, it helps hold down my stencil. Two, it'll remind me not to paint that heart. And to go kind of easy where the V starts. So I'm just going to kind of pounce in where some of those points and edges are. The end of the E. And then I'm going to turn it around so I can do the L. Oops, and let's tape off the hole, because knowing me, I'll stencil right over that hole. And these would be super cute if you added some little rusty washers, or even just regular washers over the hole to kind of dress it up a bit. These were stencils. You could probably use these with the Chocolate ink or any kind of fabric ink. Would be really cute. Or you can add a fabric medium to any acrylic paint that you have and turn it into a permanent garment ink. Okay. I'm not even going to let that dry, and I'm going to, gosh, Robin, grammar much? I'm going to tape off the L right here and the L right there. Oops. And then let's grab our red one. And then we're going to stencil the heart. Try to get those edges. It's a good way to get your frustrations out if you have any, which I don't. But if you did, just pounce away. You could even, instead of, which I need to try that soon, you could use, instead of these brushes, you can get, oh, I just stuck that in my paint. You could use these makeup sponges and just, which these are great because you can hold on to the tip of them and just kind of pounce or even wipe. And then once the paint's dried, you just snip off the end that has paint, and you can keep using that until it's gone. So if you don't want to invest in any brushes, but if it has a fancy tool that comes with it, you know I'm probably going to use it. I can't get into that edge very well. Okay. Let's reveal. Well, there is that tag. Super cute. Let's get all this tape off. And you could, instead of tape, you could probably use a stencil adhesive spray. That tape's easy. And you could use cheap Dollar General, dollar store masking tape. You could use washi tape. And if your washi collection's like mine, I have 1,000 rolls of it, but I don't use it very much. Well, I do use it, but I don't use all of the rolls that I have. And easy peasy cleanup. All clean, ready to store away. Same way with my brushes. I'm going to get those real quick. Let's move. And your brushes may stain. Oh, golly. I'll clean them better later, but at least this gets most of the paint off. And Essential Stencil they have like porch leaner stencils where you can make 4, 5, and 6 foot porch leaners. They have 6x6 stencils. They have all sorts. They have a Stencil of the Month Club. Okay, let's move my water out of the way. So now we can get down to the fun part. Which I better move my paint out of the way. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, 2 of these will be beaded tags and 1 will be a beaded garland. So you guys get to decide which one I should turn into the beaded garland and which 2 will stay tags. And I have, I think I have 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Okay. Just trying. I have a set amount for I must have that many for my tags. Oops, I pulled out too many black. Okay, that's right. I didn't make any black ones for my beaded tags. Jason says the stained one as the beaded garland. You think that was kind of what I was going for. So this one. Okay, so bring it over. And I think I'm going to use this white because I have so much of it. And I think I'll make a double. I'll make a double strand because it makes it easier to tie off. I'm going to get more than I know that I need so that I have plenty. Did that make sense? So I think I'm going to loop it through here. I think that'll work. Let's put that in the middle. I'm wondering though if I should tie. Let's tie it instead. And I like that it has a really big hole to tie things through. Okay, so I've got my cord through, so I'm just going to tie a knot. And I could show you real quick how I painted my beads. I won't do it, but I could, if you wanted to know, I could certainly demonstrate. I have quite the system down. I can get them. I think it only took me maybe 10 minutes to paint all those, if that. Okay, so I'm just going to take some replacement tape, washi tape, painter's tape. Oops. I'm just going to put it on the ends, kind of at an angle. And I'm going to squish it down, and then I'm just going to kind of roll and pinch that tape around itself to kind of create a needle so I can get my beads through. So then I kind of have a little tape needle. Jason says they look like bead kebabs when they paint them. I do. In fact, we got my little, so I have these little trays, and I actually also have a box that I use. You can tell how often I use these same skewers. So I just put, I usually do about 25 beads per beaded garland. So I just put 5 on a skewer. And like this little box, this is what I used last night. And then I just take a little paintbrush. So I dip it in my paint, and I push these all the way up to the edge of this box. That way I can kind of control the way that how much they spin. And so then I'll get in here and get these ends. I'll get in here and get these ends. And I kind of do all of them. And then when I get to this bead, I kind of turn the box around and I push them all back this way. And then, because you can kind of control how much they spin with your paintbrush. And they're not going all the way around. And then I kind of spread them out. And then this is exactly how I let them dry. It's super simple. You could do the writ dye, but I just like the vibrancy of the paint, and I especially like the vibrancy of this paint. It's very thick. So that's a quick rundown. And I think since I had 4 colors, I had 4 different skewers going. And so we'll do, and they're not perfect, like on the tip of this one isn't totally painted. I think we'll do, I'm just going to create a pattern. Sorry, it's probably going to be a little painful watching me bead all these, but so we'll do red, white, and you can buy pre-painted beads online, but I don't mind painting them. And you can get them in bulk, this natural color, and they're just super easy to paint. Tell me if I've missed a color. So everyone have any big plans this weekend? If you're local to Salina, we have vendor bingo this evening at 7. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. You can win some fabulous prizes from the participating vendors that donated items. Oops. Oh no, I'm good. It's like, wait, I missed one, but except for this one doesn't have any black in it, but that's the only thing. Oh well, not a big deal. I should have stained some beads. Okay, so now we're down at the end. And I'm going to clip this little tape end off. And then I'm just going to tie a knot at the end. I don't want it, I want there to be a little bit of slack, not a whole lot, but enough that where there isn't a lot of tension on the beads. I think I need to loosen that a bit, because if you have too much tension, it won't lay and bend naturally. Like I think I made that one too tight. Okay, so now I have a whole bunch. I have some yarn, and of course let's kind of make a messy tassel. So we'll use some of this. And I'm just kind of guesstimating. I just loop it around itself, and then we'll cut the loops when we're done. And then, so I have that, and we'll use some of this. I love this yarn. I used it on 3 rainbows, and I almost used the entire skein roll. So we've got that. Then I have some of this, looks like the chunky baker's twine, which I thought was really cute. So I'm just doubling it up. It's an easy way to cut multiple strands. Oh, those scissors are terrible. Okay, and then I could put some scrap. I have a little scrap. That's not quite the. I do have some black. It's sparkly black. I don't know if you could. Yep, there's some of the sparkle. I think we might add some of that. I'm not counting. I'm just kind of guesstimating. So then we'll take our tassel and we'll kind of halvesy it between the 2 strands. And then we'll tie it tight. And then we'll cut it off. Probably should have mixed those up a little better, and then let's cut all of our loops. And then kind of mix it up a bit if you can. Oops, I missed a few loops. missed another one. And then you can either, still missed some. You can sometimes leave it messy like this, or you can make an actual tassel. Either, I like it both ways. You can even use fabric scraps if you have some of those. So we'll make it look like a tassel. So I'm just going to take one of the pieces that I trimmed off, and then I'm going to tie it in a knot, and then I'm just going to wrap it. I may actually just leave it like that. You can wrap it around and make it thicker. There it is. To make the, and to give it some more stability in case that one knot fails. And then just kind of make sure everything's even. And you can even out the bottoms. I don't always do that. Mainly because I don't like all that mess, but so there is our beaded tassel. Super cute. So then you can do the kind of the same technique with these two. Let's investigate these a little bit and see. This is a much thicker twine. So we could use it. So we'll do it kind of in the same fashion. I think I'm just going to tie it on. Ooh, that's thick. Ooh. And I hope all of my beads go through there. So then I'm going to grab, thanks Ashley. I don't know if my beads are going to go through there. It's the only problem. Not both of them together. We'll try it. So I'm just going to get a piece of tape. I have to really squish it. And really twist it. Make sure it goes through there. Ooh. It works, but it's kind of tight. I'm almost thinking that maybe because it's so thick, I shouldn't tie it. And we should do a slip knot, whatever that. Slip knot, is that what that is? No, well, it's kind of a form of a lark's head knot. So I'm going to double it. This is what I was going to do on the other one, but just so we don't have that bulky knot right there. It might not look any different, but and I didn't get it very even. Wrong way. I'm just trying to even up my ends, so I'm pulling on this one. There. So let's get another piece of tape. I know I should have just probably left it, but I didn't like that bulky knot. Okay, so now let's really twist so we can get a tight needle. We'll try it again. We'll see what this looks like. Definitely a lot less bulk. I like that better. So I think I made enough to do 6 beads, but that might be too many. Maybe let's. Ooh, that is thick. I don't know if 6 is too many. Maybe we'll just do 5. Yeah, I kind of like that. That is some thick ribbon or twine. So now we'll do this one. Again, just that lark's head knot. Some more tape. Ashley, when you were talking about the Salina Dollar Tree the other day, you were saying they had a new floor. I probably haven't been in there since maybe November, early December. I didn't even know they had. Maybe I didn't even notice the floor. That was news to me. But maybe I just didn't pay attention last time I was in there. But it's been a while since I've been in there. I tried to curtail myself. Okay, so now let's add all the pretty stuff to that. So we'll just pull all that off. Come on. Okay, so we'll do I think we'll add some twine to these, both of these. We'll use this. Well, or maybe the floor makes it look clean. I honestly have not been in there in forever. I just remember last year when it had rained so much, the ceiling was literally dripping. And it was dripping on merchandise. Okay, I think I'm going to steal some of this twine. And I think I've just put it in, I've doubled it over. And then I think we'll just tie it to the end here, kind of halfway-ish. And we'll just tie a knot. And we'll just kind of make some messy stuff at the end. And then I'm going to cut this. And we're going to try to, I think once it frays, it'll be super cute. So I'm going to use the pointy end of the detail tool, kind of get it in down here. And we can use it to unfray everything quickly. And then you can use it to even fray. I think these ends will fray. Yeah, so we can get those to fray even more. So you kind of twist it back the opposite direction of how it's wound up, and then stick a pointy end in there and pull too tight. This twine is a bit thick, so doesn't want to, it's not very secure. I just pulled half of my twine through one end. So actually, I'm going to untie this knot. And make it a smaller knot. And let's keep unraveling some of this stuff. I'm going to try to secure it with something else too, so it doesn't slip even farther. Sorry, I'm probably not making any sense. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was, there was stuff, it was just wet everywhere. Let's see. I need to pull all these back through. Yep. Oops, too far. I can't get my knot very tight because this is such thick twine. It needs a haircut. Okay, so then I'm just going to take this smaller twine that I already have and help secure everything in place. I'm just going to wrap it around a few times. Make a and then we'll tie it off that way. Maybe. Okay. And then you can unravel. Oops. That's not even wanting to. I may have to put a dab of super glue or something. They're not wanting to stay tight. It's kind of going everywhere. Okay, so there is that tassel. It's kind of weird. I think once they kind of, they'll settle in eventually. And I think you could probably even take, I've seen people take a fine tooth comb and kind of comb so you can get this thin where it's really thin and unraveled. Oops. So you could even unravel it further and easier with a fine tooth comb. And that'll help some of the crazy. It'll tame it a little more. That's super cute. So there is that tag. I think. So then all I have to do is finish this one. And I might do that off camera. But I will have these available at Vendor Bingo this evening. So that's super cute ideas. A little over an hour. So there is, this one isn't done yet. I just need to add the tag. Oops. But you could put it this way in a tiered tray. It would be super cute. Got this one. This is why you want to give it some slack. Otherwise it doesn't have a lot of free movement. But there's the XOXO. Also cute, could be cute in a tiered tray. And then my personal favorite is this one with the beaded garland and tassel on it. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. If you don't have any other questions, Kendria says those are cute. Thank you. I will be live again on Monday at 7:45 Central. So I hope to see you all there. I hope you all have a great weekend. And thanks for watching. See you later.